This is how to draw good circles. Drawing circles is helpful if you want to draw a Kirby, but also just in general, you need to be able to draw lines and shapes to draw anything. But before we begin, I'll just show you a quick little circle hack that is not really that useful in most cases, but one thing you can do is get two drawing utensils and place one down in the middle of the paper, and then with this one you will just put it onto the paper and rotate your paper all the way around, trying not to lose your grip. And that's how you, that's terrible actually. Let me try that again. This is also how you can draw a compass. You just bring it all the way around, and there you go. It's a compass or a clock. We're organic machines. We aren't like robots, so it's not that easy to just like draw a circle, even though I just did. But it takes practice because you have to get used to this muscle memory and build up these fine motor muscles that you don't normally use in a certain way. Like even though you writing is different than drawing muscles. So writing is like mostly in the wrist completely, whereas drawing, if you're drawing a bigger shape, you use your whole arm. It comes from your shoulder down to your elbow, down to your wrist. The bigger the circle is, the harder it is to draw it well. But just start doing these circular motions and just keep going around and around and around and around and around. And this will build up over time your ability to draw circles. And you want to do it in different shapes. So you could start out big, go medium, then come in the middle here, and just start practicing this motion before you even put the pencil down. And once you feel comfortable, then slowly put your pencil down and complete the circle. Here's some other ways to draw the circles. I'm just using crappy sketch paper, like copy paper. You know, you don't want to use your good sketch paper on this probably, because this is just practice. These aren't like art pieces that you're going to show. Try to draw a circle, and it's not perfect, but what you do is through the middle, from the top down to the bottom, just draw a straight line, and then horizontally draw a line across it. This gives you a guide for how to sketch the circle. And what you'd want to do is just start out sketching 1/4 right here, and then you kind of know, like from this top point to this side point, you have a frame of reference. So you kind of just sculpt it based off of the other side, because a circle is defined by the distance from the middle to the edges, like its radius. So you just sculpt it according to the quarters. Like think of it as like a pie, and you just slowly sketch in with smaller lines, building it up just all around. And if you want, you can clean it up with an eraser, but just start practicing. Just draw some X's, and then start from one point. You could start from the top, the side, or the bottom, and just sketch it in like so. You also notice this is kind of the basis for faces too. So being able to draw circles, it matters, because then from here you can go on to sketch anything that's like kind of based on the foundation of a circle, such as a head. Think of this as like the cross method. So you can literally just start sketching with little lines. Just start creating a circle that way, then go over it. Also, like when you're doing final line work, it's better to just like do a continuous motion as opposed to like starting and stopping super slow, because then if you just go too slow, it'll make your lines more wiggly, you know, like a potato. It's no good. So you need to like develop an ability to know how fast or how slow you should be going when you're drawing. Because if you go too fast, you might lose accuracy, but if you go too slow, then you're gonna introduce wiggles. This is called the point-to-point because we're basically gonna use dots to help us. So what you can do is draw a dot and then draw another dot, and all you gotta do is just sketch one side at a time, almost like, think of it like a rainbow. So you're just sketching in this rainbow and you already got half the circle done. Now you go to the bottom and connect this dot to this dot, and you kind of just sculpt it in as mentioned before. And that's another method. Just draw some frame of references, because sometimes it's harder to just like start from one point. So if you have 2 points, it might help you keep track of stuff. And then if you want, you can draw a Kirby. That's how you draw Kirby. Again, it's a matter of just practicing over and over, but a good thing to do is to practice drawing different size circles, like I said. So you just want to take a sketch page and just draw like a whole row of tiny circles. And these ones I'm drawing clockwise. So I'll draw a row of little circles going in this direction. After I complete this row of little circles, I'll go down here, and now I'm gonna draw in the opposite direction, so counterclockwise, and just do a whole other row. Now see, counterclockwise is a little harder for me, so I probably need to practice drawing in this direction a little more, because these circles are a little more wobbly. And then what you'd want to do is go below these little circles and start drawing medium circles. So maybe 4 times as big, and just try to complete as many rows like this as you can. If you do it every day, you'll start getting better. And then of course you'd want to do even bigger circles, like just circles of all types, all sizes. And you can draw little circles inside. You just got to keep, well, that looks like an eyeball or something else. Anyways,